What's up, YouTube? It's time for a little injury update again for the month. Things have moved on quite a little bit since we last spoke, so I thought I'd give you guys the inside scoop on how things are going with the Achilles injury. Obviously, we had the surgery, spoke about it last time, spoke about the plans of what we're doing, but we're now 7 weeks or nearly 8 weeks post-surgery, and things have moved forward quite a bit. So just this week, I headed into London, had another scan, a little ultrasound on the Achilles, met with a surgeon. They told me everything's looking really, really good with it. It's progressing well. The sutures are holding together nicely. You can see with movement of the tendon that it's moving smoothly. There's no pulling in part of the tendon or anything like that. It's moving nice and smoothly, so they're really happy for me to continue as planned. I've got another 2 weeks, two or 3 weeks in the boot where I've just been clicking down with the levels on that and continued with kind of protecting it in that boot, and that's been a slow process, but it's something I'm getting used to now, that the tendon's kind of lengthening slowly over time, which is good, which is what we want, but I'm still not dropping into any kind of like forced dorsiflexion, i.e. pulling my toes up towards my face at all. I'm having some time out of the boot now, but I'm not walking around on it at all. Any movement I'm doing is still in the boot for another couple of weeks, like I said, but once we kind of get out of the boot, that's when the fun really starts, the rehab process. But for now, it's stick to the plan. I'm still doing a load of kind of isometric work and some stuff through range, but once again, not dropping into dorsiflexion with some bands and some seated kind of work with a dumbbell on my knee, but no kind of loaded work on it as of yet. In terms of my lower body work, I've been able to do some kind of Hatfield squats where I'm sitting back onto it and hanging on the rack. Using a safety bar for that. I'm able to do some kind of good mornings in the boot again, and all I'm doing is like standing on a plate with my other leg just to kind of level me up, because obviously there's a little bit of a wedge in that boot I'm wearing. So by kind of standing on one side with a plate and obviously just in the boot on the other side, it kind of levels me out a little bit, and I'm able to do some kind of bilateral movements like good mornings. I'm still be able to push some Bulgarian split squats, which anyone who's done Bulgarian split squats for volume know they suck. But I'm able to do them, so that's one of the main movements I'm doing. Obviously after my Hatfield squats, and then leg extensions, leg curls, still hammering them. Still training the other side in terms of calf, so I've got some numbers when I am kind of building towards that. And then the upper body training is going great. So I'm still doing all my pull work. All my pushing sessions are going really well as I'm kind of in this diet phase, and the body weight's come down nicely. So at the moment, I'm sitting at 142 in the mornings. So I'm down around 10 kilos since where I was at World's Strongest Man. And that the bulk of that came off quite quickly with, the fact that, dropped a load of water and stuff, a load of inflammation dropped as well. But now we're kind of slowly bringing the body fat down as well through my diet. And that's been enjoyable actually, having some routine, sticking to some different foods that I wouldn't usually have, and actually being hungry again for the first time in a long time has been a very welcome change. But the diet at the moment, my kind of like lower days, if you like, are around the 3,800 calories mark. My higher days are 4,002. Proteins staying consistent. The only thing we're really changing are the fats and the carbs on those days. And Simon Yates is the guy who's doing my diet for me at the moment. It's been really, really working well. Like, as I said, I'm hungry, which is good. The drop's been nice and steady, and we've kind of just been working off the scales and how it looks as well in terms of how we're adjusting things. I think we've got another drop coming up just to keep the scale moving down. Hopefully I'll be in the 130s for the first time since 2015. Obviously holding on to a lot more muscle now than I did back in 2013, 2015. 2015 was the last time I was actually in the 130 mark, in the 130s. So yeah, probably another week and I'll probably drop into that 130 as soon as I get into like the 139. And the plan is to take it down to maybe 135, and then we'll start to build up back from there. So another 6 weeks of dieting, see how low we can get, see how much body fat we can lose, and then we'll start pushing back up. And in terms of the rehab, when we do start pushing back up, and that'll tie in nicely with the fact that I'll be loading that calf a lot more, building some muscle on that calf. I should be able to do some more, regular movements, my squats, leg presses, stuff like that once I'm out the boot. But like I said, we've got another 3 weeks in the boot to do, or two weeks and a bit to do in the boot, and then we'll come out, and that's when I can start slowly building the strength on the calf. Obviously, I've got some goals to hit on the ISOs, and with those isometrics, I've got some set numbers I've got in mind. But what I've always worked to in the past is kind of getting to a 3.5 times body weight for a single leg calf ISO hold for a 5-second hold. That's what I'll be building to. And obviously with those ISOs, I'll be working lots of different time frames and time periods and different isometric hold lengths and durations and stuff like that, because it's important to build strength for a load of different time frames and time periods, and not just kind of just different loads. And then past that, obviously we're working on getting the calf firstly back to the same size, because we have dropped some obviously muscle mass with it being in the boot for so long, and then we'll build up to getting the reps back, and hopefully then it'll be the same size as the right side, and that's the key, regain the size and strength. In terms of when I'll be back competing, I don't know. Like I said, definitely nothing in 2024. I'm out for the rest of the year, but I'm just going to basically take my time with it, build the strength slowly, and then when I'm back competing, I know that I'll be back as a better version of myself, not kind of just trying to get back to being able to compete. Obviously, I want to be able to be competing to win competitions. So that's the main goal, is take it slow, build my strength back, and do a thorough job with the rehab instead of kind of rushing it for a certain date. But in my head, I'm thinking, if I can be back for Brits in February, that'd be great. If not, then Europe's Strongest Man in April and leading into Worlds would be also a good result. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that's just giving you a little update of where I'm at with the rehab. Like I said, training around it as much as I can, and making sure I'm still progressing, enjoying my sessions. Change my focus with the diet and stuff is a good kind of mental break for me. Obviously, I can't do the strongman stuff at the moment, so it gives me something else to work on. But things are going well, things are looking up, and I'll jump back on here and give you another update as soon as we've got some more fun stuff to talk about.